and welcome to Foodie Friday. It's Life with Jane, and today we are making something. We're making a cake in a pan. So it's an upside down cake, an apple upside down cake, but you make it in a pan. So start off with, I've got my pan. I'm going to turn the heat on to a reasonable heat, and we are going to add, let me have a look for the caramel. We are going to add 1/4 of a cup. Now I've actually got proper little cups this time, so I can do it like that. 1/4 of a cup of sugar. So we need to put 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Put that in there. So 1/4 of a cup of sugar, straight in on the heat with 2 tablespoons of water. So let me just get some water. So there's some water, and we want 2 tablespoons. So I get my trusted spoon out, and I'm going to put 1, 2. That's 2 tablespoons, and we need to just, let me just make sure that it's all gone in there like that. Right, I just need to let that caramelise. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and it will get nice and caramelised. While that's happening, I am going to, can you see me? You can see me just in on this corner here, can't you? So if I move my thing over here, so you can watch the caramel doing, and while we are on that bit, just do it up there right in that corner. I've got 2 red apples which I am going to core and slice. So I need a nice little knife. So I peeled them to start off with, and I'm literally just going to core them, which is quite difficult to do right up on camera, but I will do my best. So I just need to core them. These are red apples, so they're nice and sweet and eating apples, because you want nice apples. And then all you're going to do is to literally slice them down that way, I think. So I'm just taking some nice slices like that. Okay, so I'm going to carry on doing that, and I'll be back. This is going to go brown like caramel, so I'll be back and show you that in a moment. Okay, so the caramel is now like caramel. I've just turned off the stove. Once it had gone brown, which is this colour, I just added a knob of butter, literally just a teaspoonful of butter. So my apples are chopped, and I'm just going to lay, and the apples will start sizzling a bit, which is fine. And I'm just going to lay the apples in here like a circle. Now be careful not to touch. I'm doing it quite carefully, but be careful not to touch the caramel, because it will really burn you. So just literally put your apple pieces in. I'm just putting them round in like a little sort of a star piece. Put some other bits in on the middle. So just work your way round. And then we've got the apple pieces in. So I will be back in a minute when I've done all of those and just made a nice apple piece, and we'll start on the cake to go on top. So back in a minute. So the apple and everything is done and ready, and on one side. We'll come back to that. And now we want to make the cake batter. So we need 1 egg. So I'm just going to whisk the egg up like that, And then we need to add 1/3 of a cup, which is one of those ones. So 1/3 of a cup of sugar. So let's put that in there. Okay, so that's 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Put that in there, and I need to whisk that up. So now you can use a electric whisk, but it's as easy to do it with just with a fork. Okay, then we need to add 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. So I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil in like that. And then I'm just going to mix that up as well. So mix that up so that's nice. And then we need to add 1 cup of flour. So let me just grab my flour. And I'm just going to put the cup of flour in. I might actually need a bit more. I might just, look at that, I think I'll just make a cup of flour out of this. Yes, that'll be a cup of flour. So you put the cup of flour in there like that. And mix that up. And I need 1/2 cup of milk. So let me just grab some milk out of the fridge, and I want, where's my 1/2 cup? Is that a half? Yes, 1/2 cup of milk. So let's just put 1/2 cup of milk in. So it's going to be quite a loose batter. So I'm just going to put that in before I finish all my, with the flour. And then you want a teaspoon of baking powder. Hold on, let me just grab some baking powder. Excuse me, I should have got that out, shouldn't I? That's bicarb. Where's my baking powder? Aha. No, that's bicarb. Okay, so my baking powder's somewhere. I'm going to mix this up for a minute, and then I might have to stop it again so I can do it. But you need to mix it into quite a loose batter. So I'm just going to mix that up. Need to turn it round here. It's quite funny doing it on camera because you don't normally do it underneath something, so I'm having to get used to doing it, and I want to make sure that I've incorporated everything and it's nice and whisked up. So just keep doing. You can see there's air bubbles coming in it, but I do need to add just a teaspoon of baking powder. So you can see where, there it is, I already had it out. I thought I had, right, so baking powder. Okay, and we need to add a teaspoon. So it's quite a little bit, but I expect that's so it'll puff up a bit more. So just a teaspoon of baking powder. Put that in on top like that. And then I just need to make sure that I've mixed that well in and it has a chance to start to rise. Okay, so just keep whisking it round. Make sure you've got all of the flour, and you can see the bubbles starting to appear because you're incorporating lots of nice air in it. Okay, so let me bring my pan back, and you'll notice an addition. Okay, so I need to turn my pan on very low. Just light it up. Okay, so that's very low. So you've noticed I've put some pecan nuts in there. You can put any nuts you want. You can leave it out completely. I just love nuts, so I thought I'd do that. So you can see that this is now nicely mixed up. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pour it. So I'm just going to take this out because I don't want to pour it with a fork. And I'm going to pour it with... just get my knife, and we're going to pour this over the top of our mixture. So over the top of what's in the pan. So it's all over the top, and then we leave it to cook for 20 minutes. And then if you put a skewer or a little wooden thing in there, you can see if it comes out clean, it's done. And then that's ready. So I will come back out once it's cooked. You need to put the lid on the top. So I've got the lid. I'm just going to scrape my bowl, put a lid on the top, and leave it to cook for 20 minutes. So I'll be back when it's cooked and we'll see what it looks like. Well, it's ready. Looks really rather nice actually. So that's it now. The only thing is I've got to find a way of getting it onto a plate. So what I want to try and do is to see if I can... I don't know how it's going to come out of here, because I need to really just turn it upside down, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that on there. I'm going to come back on this once I've turned it out, and I'll let you know how I get on. So see you in a minute. Right, so I managed to do it. Because I used a wok, which is probably the wrong thing to do. I should have used a shallower frying pan, but I use my wok for everything. It wasn't as easy. What I had to do was to put the plate inside the pan and then very carefully turn the whole thing over. But I couldn't have shown it on camera because it was just too complicated. So let's take a slice of this and see what it's like. I need to get a knife. So let me get a knife and we'll see when we cut it. Oh, it's soft, which is good. Let's have a look down on here. Again, I'm doing it when it's very, very hot. I probably should have waited for it to cool a little bit, but let's take these bits out as well. I've got a few little bits that have fallen where my nuts are. And this is coming right off of camera. Right, let's put this on here so you can see. I'm just going to take the little bits that I didn't cut out because, as I say, it's absolutely boiling hot. But it does look pretty good. And to do it quickly on the stove top in 20 minutes, using just one egg, is pretty good. So that's what it looks like from the side. It's cooked right through. I'm just going to take a little fork and then we can have a little taste and see what we think. So I'm just going to have a, might be a bit hot actually, but it's really rather nice actually. I shall have that. You could, so it's me talking with my mouth full. You could have it with cream, with custard, just as on its own. Really simple, easy recipe. And again, only takes a few ingredients. So, hope you enjoyed it. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind. Excuse me talking with my mouth full. See you again soon. Bye-bye.